How we doing, everybody? Everyone good? Everyone's
It's good.
everyone's good?
It's good.
Good? Jack, good?
Good.
Good.
So
Retro?
good.
Good? Good.
Need my poppy.
Yeah, I've got you know what I got?
Boys.
I got the red part. The sticky part ain't here.
There's you can find the fancy ones are like pins. They have a backside.
I know.
Those are the ones because you don't lose them.
Tell
You
you,
can
I
just
mean,
donate
it's,
and not have to
I
you
know.
know, regret over losing your poppy 8 times. And
I was saying this the other day. Maybe there's you want to talk about things you can improve upon in society?
Yeah.
The poppy that we're buying at the store, that not a great system, but yet it's the same one that it's been as long as I can remember my entire life.
Big pop, you don't want that changing.
Pin bent, little black. It's
Yeah, felt.
not ideal. Get your helmet on. Get your poppy on. Get your helmet on. Calgary Flames game day. They're in Beantown.
Oh, Quebec City.
Yeah, that's right.
Wow. Neutral site game.
Do you think they truly are proud of that? You're from Boston? Yeah. I'm from Beantown. You know.
Are we proud of Cowtown?
Well, that's why I'm not sure. Are we?
Love Alberta beef. I'm proud of the beef. I think I'm from Blue Sky City. I don't know what you guys. I don't know what's this Cowtown shit.
Yeah, there's no Cowtown. Yeah. What's the history behind beans and Boston? Because they have the bean pot, right? It's Beantown. Was the agriculture rich?
I'm going to do some research on this.
Thanks, Red. Yeah, thanks for that.
Have that done. The show starts at 10. I mean, haven't you done your bean homework?
I mean, you had to know this was coming up today.
God, obviously, we're going to talk about beans today.
They're in Boston. What else are we going to be talking about today? And I mean, we've been to Boston a couple of times at least. I don't know that I've ever had beans in Beantown. I should put that up. Put that on my list. I want to have the Denver in Denver.
Yeah.
What
you sing Allentown and Allentown?
That's right. I want to hear Allentown and Allentown. Beans and Beantown.
You ever heard Chilliwack and Chilliwack?
I haven't. See, that's definitely on my what you gotta do. But they're spelt differently. What the H?
Was there a band named Toronto? But you don't like going to Toronto. Screw that. Fuck that noise.
There's a band from Toronto. One song, one hit wonder. Did you have something there, Red?
Apparently, Boston is referred to as Beantown due to its historical association with baked bean, molasses, and the city's role in sugar trade.
Port City, eh?
There it is.
King's Tea in the Salty Sea.
Yeah, King's Tea in the Salty Sea. Because when I go to Boston, I'm going for the chowder and the lobster rolls. I don't default to the beans, but maybe I need to go back and broaden my palate. Don't be so.
The guy at the old shop didn't mind going for the lobster rolls. He'd order 30 of them.
He would, yeah. That's right.
$1,000 bill. Everyone's already asleep. Don't care.
Back in the good old days. Yeah, back in the good old days. Just lobster rolls for days.
Shrimp towers. Seafood towers.
Yeah, those were good times. It is the Boston Bruins, the opponent tonight, as the Flames. They come off a exciting win. Fortunate.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
Yeah.
You had the RB things going well. The 3 young players who are all starred: Zeri, Wolf, and clearly Coronado.
Right.
And then it's you were down 1 with what, 2:45 to play, 3 minutes to play, and you end up winning that thing. That's exciting.
Yeah, that's right.
First 2-goal game, real 2 goals for Coronado. His other 2-goal game, he had 1 in an empty net.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was still a real 2-goal game, though.
No, for sure.
I know what you're saying. It's
one's more impressive than the other.
Certainly.
Yeah.
Certainly.
The best 2-goal game of his career.
Rhett, you tell me about Boston. If I was to ask about memories, Boston, the Bruins, Boston Garden. Yeah.
I watched the very last Seinfeld episode in Boston.
Did you?
Wow. Now, was that sort of generally received as one where they didn't go out on top? It kind of left us wanting more.
They didn't like it.
I didn't like it. I thought there would have been better, but
it's hard to end those things.
It makes sense. They pulled it all together, but
yeah.
Didn't Game of Thrones might have been the worst last show ever.
Oh, some others that have last season was it? joke.
The whole season's like, what are we doing here? We're just going to tie every loose end up? Come on now.
Yeah.
Love Boston, actually. Could hang out in Boston.
Boston's a good town.
Wicked smart. Hey, they got Harvard. It's a Harvard bar.
But it's you got to, if you're going to Boston, you're going to Boston. You're not kind of heading through. Chicago is, maybe you're in Boston. Of course, your flight's going to get canceled. Maybe you spend some time in Chicago. Right. Sorry. O'Hare, you can't get anywhere. But Boston, but it should be on your list of places to go and see if you haven't been.
A lot of history there.
Done the historical tours. I've done the duck boat tours. I've
Yeah.
done ball games. I've not gone to that football stadium. Apparently, that's a real pain in the ass.
Yeah, it's
Foxborough.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not sure, but who was the guy? Was it Paul Revere? Is that?
Mm-hmm.
I saw his house.
Rode a horse.
Rode a horse. Yeah. Saw his house.
Paul Revere, the other Revere brother.
Yeah, Paul Revere.
Robbins. Yeah.
Yeah, Robin's stepbrother. Good times. So as far as the Bruins, they were beaten soundly in Toronto on Tuesday night.
4 bagel.
4-0.
Yeah.
After
4
back shutouts for them.
0. For who?
Boston. Didn't they have back-to-back shutouts?
Prior to that, had shut out their opponents. Yeah, they beat Seattle 2-0, Philadelphia 3-0. Maybe they're getting on a roll, and then they, you know what it was? It was a flippy floppy.
It's called
a reversal of fortunes, as then they were shut out.
Without Austin Matthews, nonetheless, even the Leafs beating them 4-0. I'm looking. I need someone to tell me what the Bruins are good at.
Okay.
Because power play, awful, 29th. That's
Yes.
not good at all. Penalty kill, 20th. That's not good.
No.
5-on-5 scoring rate, 21st.
Right.
Goals for, 28th. What? That's bottom 5.
Yeah.
Goals against, they're usually airtight, right? Olmark Swayman, alternate, good D. 22nd.
Gross.
Shots for and against, 23rd, 15th. I mean, they're not good at anything yet. I'm sure they will eventually get good at things, but I can see why winning games has been difficult. They don't do anything better than average.
Gross.
Yeah.
That's right. Which is surprising because they feel like a team that's just generally they're good at things. They're good.
They're just always good at all these things. Like,
Yeah.
oh yeah, they're top 5 in goals against. They got a good special teams. They score enough. They're just good at everything. 5-on-5, really good. They're just not good at anything through. How many games would it be? 14.
14. Rhett, can I get you to put on your Jeremy Swayman hat?
Mm-hmm.
Your Swaydog hat.
Put on your Swaydog hat. So you have a big kind of a standoff with the team. You're a restricted free agent, but you need a contract, and you want to get paid. You view yourself as one of the elite in the league, and you hold out. Not even hold out because you don't have a contract. But it gets messy, and it gets right before the start of the season. Then finally, you get a lot of money. I mean, you get all the money.
Yeah, you get paid.
And then to start the season,
well, Seabass, you put one on his tab after that.
That's
PR
right.
miss. Yes, if that's Seabass, then yeah.
if that is Seabass,
a Boilermaker there.
894 save percentage, 3.14 goals against, record of 4-5-1 to start the year. It's not really. So I'll ask you, being that you have your Jeremy Swayman hat on, what the H? What's happening? Why?
I'm getting paid, so I'm fine. I don't give a shit. I've accomplished my goal.
All right, now let's get you to put on your Cam Neely hat really quick.
What the hell did we just do? Swayman, get your head out of your hoop. Let's go.
What's funny is I was looking at the expected numbers. He's neutral. Like he's basically, so it's been a bad environment and he's been just okay. And he's a guy that's been excellent for goal save expected the last 3 years. So he hasn't been as good. He hasn't been a disaster. They've been bad in front of him. Again, not really good at anything.
You didn't bring him back to be average.
No, of course not. And it's 14 games. Like
yeah,
Stuart Skinner was dog shirt through 14 games last year and this year. And, his team played in game 7 of the Stanley Cup final.
That being said, for me, you don't miss training camp and play well very often.
Not very often.
All right. Sorry. Just doesn't seem to work out very well. There's a thing, and it's called getting in game shape and getting ready for the season, and you didn't have it. So I expect he will get better.
Yeah.
I expect the Bruins will improve, unless they don't like that coach already and they're ready to shut him out.
He was a nice guy. They got rid of the jerk. Cassidy was supposed to be the jerk. Then he went and won.
People change. People change. Seasons change.
Pressure. Pressure
Yeah.
changes people, Ryan.
Under pressure.
Expectations.
Pressure makes diamonds.
Yeah, and
Goody, goody.
great pulled pork.
Jim Montgomery in his third and final year of his contract. Does that mean he became a lame duck?
Yep. That's a thing now, though.
Yeah,
That's
right. Yeah,
Before you'd never do it. You're like, oh, he's going to lose control.
You
But
can't.
too many
Yeah.
mistakes were made. I think we saw here 2 examples of it. You saw the first year of a Bob Hartley extension he got with a year left. He was fired. Ditto for Daryl Sutter. I mean, you're probably okay
Jack
rolling
Adams.
guys into free agency. What's up?
Didn't they both win the Jack Adams?
Yes. Yes, they did.
Oh.
Yeah, it's the kiss of death.
There's
yeah.
a bit of a catch to that.
Yeah, but it's not like Jack Adams and then you're free agent. You still had a year left. And, give credit to those 2 Jack Adams winners for getting and securing the bag
Well,
before the curse kicked in.
Sure.
okay. I don't disagree with you. I think the lame duck coach thing is
Pretty
BS because do you think that those players have any idea what their coach's
contract status.
Yeah,
is?
Only if they
that's
really hate him. They're like, guys, this asshole's done in May. Like,
Right?
we just
Like,
got to hang in.
Yeah, if he had 4 years left, they're not going to fire him.
No.
But this is his last year. If we stink out the joint, there's a chance they might gun him midway.
Yeah, and I don't know that there's an issue with the coach there. I think it's just that we're so used to this team being good that all of a sudden when they're not, hell's going on.
Well, you trotted out those numbers. If you're the coach, I can understand why you might be frustrated. Why is our goaltending gone to shit? Why is our power play at the bottom of the league? Why is our penalty kill no good? What's happening?
Okay.
I get if he's a little testy.
Yeah,
Yep.
but I'm out to lunch on most other teams, and most things. Who are their bottom 6?
The bottom 6
Don't
forwards.
look. Don't
Well,
look.
we pulled them up, or I got them right in front of me. I mean,
Yeah.
there's some character guys in there. I don't know what your point.
Well, I was going to say before, and we can do that, but before you put do you still have your Cam Neely hat on now?
Yeah, which hat do you got? You got Don Sweeney's hat? What are we doing?
I don't want to be sweet.
Your
I'd rather be
Montgomery
Neely because
You became Neely. Okay, so you got your Cam Neely hat on.
Seabass hat. It's a camo.
How are you feeling about your Elias Lindholm contract that you fired out? Because one of the stories, you know what, later on in the show, we're going to talk to Pete Blackburn. Great guy, great podcast called The What Chaos Show.
What chaos?
Longtime Boston media guy, now doing the digital thing, like all the cool guys are doing, really. We'll have him on talk about the Bruins. But it sounds as though there's a bit of an issue finding chemistry between Elias Lindholm and David Pastrnak.
Believe that.
Didn't this happen before?
A year ago? Yes. Yep.
Hmm.
Yep. Last 2 years.
You know what they're not doing? They're not doing this.
You know what happened when Johnny and Kachuk left? There wasn't that.
There wasn't this.
And then
It was
the
kinda-
next year in Calgary, there wasn't that. But then he went to Vancouver, but then there wasn't that. And
Yeah,
that
it wasn't that.
And there wasn't that. Are we seeing a familiar trend here?
Now, what was it like in Carolina? Did he have this?
No, he'd never eclipsed 17 goals.
Really?
He had this with 2 lines he's ever been on. Monahan and Gaudreau, and then himself, Gaudreau, and Kachuk.
So remind me, they signed him just this offseason.
Yes.
Long-term deal.
7 times something with a 7.
Right. So a lot of money.
It's
A
lot.
marquee signing July 1.
More than we thought he would get after watching him struggle in Calgary and then
I've got
continue to struggle in Vancouver.
They're not paying him enough.
Is that the issue?
He feels jilted. I'm
Yeah.
a 9. It's got to start with a 9.
Right.
I'm not going to perform.
Sorry, Ryan, did you have it?
Well, I'll pull it up in a moment here. Sorry, I'm just digging around this website.
Listen, you jerks. I'll sign it, but I'm not going to play as hard as I could have if you'd
Okay.
have given me.
Yeah.
I think he's playing on. I just think we're seeing a player in decline that isn't what he once was, and he's still a very nice secondary
just don't
piece.
like his
But not him as a 1C. He's not a 1C. He
yeah,
proved that
from
to us
my-
time and time again last year.
He's a bowdy pants.
But that's what you're thinking you're getting if you're Boston, if you're going 7 years, big money, if you're a fan or if you're watching the team. It's like, okay, we got a center. Gone are the days of Bergeron. Here
This
we
guy
go.
should be taking a lot of Bergeron's whatever abilities and doing the things that Bergeron was going to do.
Yeah, we have
So what's
addressed
he
a
at?
big void.
7.75, almost 8.
Yeah, but what's he doing? Is he getting a point? Is there?
Well,
There's some
points
times you've
there.
seen
I think
him
he's got
around,
a
but-
couple goals, 14 games, 2 goals, 6 helpers.
you don't want a 50-point top line center.
No.
7.75, but he hasn't been invisible either. He's had some games where he's been on the score sheet. I'd say it's about a 5 out of 10 on where they're at with him right now.
And there's none of this. Because even if he's not getting the points, maybe somebody else is. Pasternak leads the team in goals with 6 points, 11 in 14 games. 1 goal at 5-on-5 is what I read from one of the reporters yesterday.
Not enough.
Not enough. And that this struggling to find the chemistry with Lindholm. And you think back, remember how brash I was? You're going to play Lindholm with Huberdeau because I mean, let's be honest.
Make it work.
These are your guys. You got to make that work.
Didn't work.
They tried, and then they gave up, and then they tried, and then they gave up again. That's the other thing. If you have, if you're a 1C, but you struggle to find chemistry at numerous times with numerous, seemingly, I mean, we could say what we want about.
There he goes.
Yeah, I know. No rhyme or reason. But when it's happening again, you know, was that boy that cried wolf? Is that what they call that?
There's a trend.
It's the third team in the last year that it's happened in. It's not necessarily like it'd be tough to really blame it on the environment and the pieces around him at this point, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Wherever he goes, the issues followed.
The one thing that I've seen from
Austin.
Flames fans is basically dodged a bullet on Zadorov and Lindholm.
For sure.
Certainly with Lindholm.
We haven't got into Zadorov yet, but with Lindholm, like they ask around this time last year, because it was like, well, maybe he's got this leverage. He's a free agent. 9. Imagine going 9 times 8 on that cat.
He'd play better. Then he'd feel he needs to feel appreciated, Dean.
I think Dean's
appreciated his
camera.
Yeah. If it's 9, I'd feel appreciated. I'd give you everything I got.
Well, shit, if that's the case, I should pay him 12. Yes.
It's like, we're going to need you to bench press this Hyundai. What are you paying me to do it? Well, about $7 million.
Okay, I'll do it.
If you want me to bench press that Hyundai, I'm going to need 9+.
Oh, it's Lindholm's number. I see. For 7 minutes, yeah.
What I'm saying is I'm not sure that increasing the pay on the every 2 weeks is necessarily going to increase the output.
It's more than we thought he'd get, guys. Like that number was like, wow. Well, we thought it was going to start with a 6. Like he'd lost that much value. When you start looking at max term, 9 a year, like we thought he was leaving 25 to 30 million on the table. He might have only left 20 on the table.
Or the rest of the world knew that he's not that good and not worth
Maybe
that money. And the reality is, like, he's still getting way overpaid. But okay, we'll do it because we're Boston and we need to win. We still think we're in the win now mode. My question with my Cam Neely hat on when I wake up and look in the mirror is, have I completely misjudged where we're at as an organization?
I don't know. You misjudge it. Like but have you had an offseason where you've made yourself better or worse? That's the real question. Because we knew where they were coming out of last season.
Thanks for clarifying my
question. Listen.
They the greatest regular season in the history of sport 2 years ago. Everyone said they'd suck last year because you lost your heart and soul Bergeron leader. But okay, like we're still good. All right. But did the summer actually help you? Because you're spending, I'm doing the quick math here, almost $13 million on 2 guys that have underwhelmed pretty significantly. That's a lot of the cap.
And with Zadorov, it's hard to. You don't look at points when it comes to him. There's a lot that is involved. I don't need to tell people that are watching or listening to this what is all included in the Zadorov package.
Yeah, people are asking what it's looked like. It's looked like Zadorov. I think he had 7 minors the first 5 games, 7 games in a row with a minor. Like they're trying to use him as a top pair defenseman, which is honestly like. Don't
do that.
It's like what the hell are you doing here, fellas? And to be fair, I think Lindholm slotted as a 1C is the same. They're just not in the right spots in the lineup. They could be great Bruins, but you're asking them to be more than they are at this point of their careers, I believe.
But you talked about
there's a bunch of old bastards on that team, is there not? Like that's the thing. you start looking out long term. If they're average now,
Who else is old? Marchand.
average still competitive. Well, McAvoy and those guys are even starting to get old, aren't they?
I think McAvoy's still in his prime. I mean, Marchand's.
You know what? That's fine. You talk, I'll listen.
Oh no, I don't.
Tell me how everything is. So
no,
cool.
but you don't get to have an opinion on age. It's a fact. Are they old or are they not? I don't think they're that old. I'll look it up.
Okay,
Sorry.
just send me what's facts and what I can have opinion on.
See
then
how
I'll
old
try and work my words into
McAvoy is 26 years old.
Yeah,
okay,
like,
so he's young. I'm wrong. Sorry, I'm wrong, Ryan. I'm an asshole for being wrong.
You're not an asshole. I'm wrong all the time too. That's all right.
No, it's okay.
He was old.
Charlie Coyle, 32. They just signed Tyler Johnson. He's 34. Hampus Lindholm is 30. But outside of that, I mean, Lindholm is 29. Outside of those guys, they're more or less.
Past is not old. Zach is not old. Poitras just made the team. Their fourth line is very young.
But what it does, I mean,
it's not old.
It's what they did on July 1st, but it's also what they thought they were, right? You don't, oh man, did we sign Lindholm and Zadorov to big money deals? They went into July 1st thinking, we're still there. We're good. Go and get Lindholm I'm trying to remember, was there anybody who was regarded as a better centerman on the market July 1? I don't know. I don't know that there was. I think that they came out of July 1st thinking they got a Boston Bruin defenseman. That's what they got. Big physical D. And they got one of the best centers, if not the top center on the free agent market. We're good. We're still good.
Yeah, that would be a mistake because I don't think other organizations saw him as that, right? They're the 8th youngest team in the league.
Anyway. But there's some issues, as you said. 27th, 28th in goals for. Their power play is 29th. Their penalty kill is 20th.
28th. Like, what are we doing here, fellas?
Can that be coaching retro? Special teams stuff like is there a chance? Because it's always so easy. Just you point at the coach, and we've heard about the coach being under fire, and he sat Pasternak for the third period. We've seen him bickering with Marchand on the bench. But is there a chance that this could be a coaching thing?
It looks like when you see them bitching at each other on the bench that it could be, but I mean. How do you finish with the best record ever? 1 year and then 2 years later, You're sick of each other. I don't know. You'd have thought that
there's nothing going their way. They're not getting good goaltending. The special teams isn't working. Their offense isn't clicking. And Pasternak, 11 points in 14 games. They have no one over a point a game. You feel like the regression, right, Ryan? Something's going to start to level out and help them out a little bit.
Just happening in areas you wouldn't expect it to. Like Swayman's not due to regress. He should be a guy that you'd expect more from, and he probably will. Like I think it's just what Brett talked about, which is when you miss camp, good luck having a good start. See it all the time. We saw it with William Nylander when he held out to the end of November. We've seen it. Players will actively take lesser deals just to be at camp. We saw that this year with Perfetti and the Jets. Like,
I just wonder if with all of those things that are going sideways, if one starts to correct itself, do the rest start to come in line? If snake bit, whatever it is, if the offense starts to get going, then the power play starts going, then you're helping out your goaltender and things, the wheels on the bus go round and round.
Yeah, it wasn't like I think they're a good team still. I do. They're just not through 14 games. And they didn't did they delete a number one center and replace that guy with Lindholm? No. They have the guys last year that played number ones. Like they can go put Zaka back up there.
But we spent last year talking about how thin they were at center and why they needed Lindholm in a trade because they were playing Zaka as their second line center.
So my point is that Lindholm could be a 2C, and maybe it's just putting these puzzle pieces in different spots and it works. There's still enough talent for a good team here, and they should be a top 5 to 10 goals against and goaltending team. It's what they've been for a long time. It's almost the exact same decor. Now they shouldn't be playing Nikita Zadorov as a top pair guy. That's insane. But
let's take a look. I think we do have the lines and whatnot. I will move on. We'll talk about the Flames. It's become a very Boston-y thing, but that's who they're playing tonight. It's a 5:00 start for the Calgary Flames. So there you have it. Marchand, Lindholm, Pasternak should be a dynamite line. Charlie Coyle, still a very good player. Zaka and Brazo, young guy. Johnson off the street right onto the line with Poitras and Frederick, who weird. I read Frederick on the trade market, perhaps. I'm not sure. And then the former hitman, Mark Kastelik, with Beecher and Kepke. Cami Kepke's brother. On the
don't know if that's
fourth line there.
But yeah, and they got some other guys, like they got Zach on the wing. He can play the middle. You can move some things around here if you'd like.
Zadorov, McAvoy, Hampus, Brandon Carlo, and then Witherspoon and Peak. That's not Tyler, is it? The former Flame.
Parker.
Former Flame grade. Yeah.
Yeah, you know they're missing his Sugar, our boy. He had just wrapped up his deal there.
Oh. Where is he now?
Vancouver. They got him and Desharnais in to replace the Zadorov size.
Remember when Sugar left? It's like, I'm hearing he's going to get 4 times 4. What? Somehow the Flames made some average D, a lot of money for a time.
Oh, yeah.
For a time there. Obviously.
Think about the good Branson deal when he left.
Yeah.
Came in as like unwanted off the scrap heap. Zadorov, the same thing. A lot of third pair guys got paid.
Had Rhett Warner. He got paid.
He got sent to the minors.
So anyway, on the other side, it's there's a team called the Calgary Flames that they're going to play tonight. Those Calgary Flames, 7-5-1, oddly have a better record than the Boston Bruins, coming off a victory, unlike the Bruins. And David Wolf is going to be the starting goaltender from the looks of things in Boston tonight.
Really?
That's correct.
It'll be his first consecutive starts of the year.
In the starter's net at practice or at the morning skate.
Wow.
Usually an indication. So good for him. He played very well the other night, I thought.
Top 5 in the league in 5-on-5 save percentage. That's a lot of the game played at 5-on-5. It's a good thing to be good at.
Yeah. I went and got a Wolf thing, and I don't think I have it loaded. You want to wait for a minute? Because I can go get it. It won't take me long. Talk amongst yourself. Jack, play some music.
We'll get in trouble if we play music.
And that's what's got me feeling really nicey.
Yeah.
You guys love that.
It's too good. I mean, they're a little long, but I can't stop watching the Nicey.
I can't believe he does it.
I mean,
this guy's made hundreds of millions of dollars, and he's
literally
doing a TikTok or whatever it is.
Yeah, that's just him, right?
Nice. What? Why don't you just go sit on a beach and do nothing? Like, how much money does John?
He's got a whole like compound for fired coaches where they just go in and break down film. It's quite an intense operation. Yeah, it's not
fired coach.
He must love the game.
Yeah. Well, he's got so much money.
Yeah, he got what, the 10 times 10 with Vegas?
Oh, he's got all the money. He can do, yeah.
Probably have to get some of that back after the emails with the cheerleaders and the owners.
Well, whatever. You know, it's whatever it is. Looks like they're going with the line combos that we trotted out on the show.
Yeah, the only
thing Anthony Mantha not practicing, not on the ice. Well, you know what you're probably going to do is you're going to take Pospisil, move him up, and then you can take Lomberg and Rooney and Kirkland on your fourth line. That's exactly what they've done.
Rooney in the middle, Kirkland on the right, and Mantha replaced by Pospisil. They'll keep Barry in to play with Pahal. It's odd. Tyson Barry is well into his career, probably on the 18th fairway or the green even. Like, it's almost over. He was a PTO this year. He's almost never played the left side in the NHL. He will continue to play the left with Braden Pahal, who is the immovable object in this Flames.
Sure is.
Blue line. He's been great. Right side third pair, young Rhett. And rather than Bean or Hanley, it's Barry on his offside playing on the third pair with him. Young Rhett.
I'm just amazed that this is my backpack item for the year, apparently. So you had to keep Hanley?
I think Huska likes 8 in practice, and I get that. I know some coaches really don't like the one guy standing around. Like, what do you do with this loser? He's not in a pair, and I'm breaking up other guys. Walk me through practice, because for the games and the salary cap, I don't really get it. But for practice, I feel like 4 pairs is better than 3.5. No?
Well, okay. Sure.
I mean, walk us through it. What's the difference?
The difference is that you did risk a first-round pick to keep Hanley. That's it. You didn't lose him.
Yeah.
You maybe have known no issues with Joe Hanley as a person. Clearly, he's not good enough to play in the NHL because he doesn't play, and you were willing to risk a guy for it. I don't care if you want 8 defensemen, go ahead. But
yeah, it does seem like it's
why
whatever it is.
has 8 defensemen, and the rest of the league can operate a practice with 7.
Yeah.
Doesn't seem crazy to have 7D. A lot of teams do it, and if it's
Yeah.
that disruptive to practice, then I guess I've not been part of
No,
an
and
NHL
to
practice.
be fair, most teams are within $1 million of the cap or whatever. You'd rather not even roll 23 guys. You keep 22, one of each spare in case of injury stuff. That's all we need.
Do you think that's what they tell old Joel Hanley? Coach, I was just, hey, can I come in? Hey, I was just wondering, I see that Bean isn't going and Barry's coming. Just wondering if there's a chat. Well, have a seat, Joel. I've got my Huska hat on.
Huskat.
We really like you in practice. We love having you around. Having even pairings in practice is so great for me as the coach. I hate having when there's 7, there's another guy standing, he just gets in the road. It just disrupts the flow of practice. When I got 8, we could just keep rolling. But as far as the games, kind of tough to get you in there. Because we got Bean and Barry, and we kind of cycle them through, and we really like. He's the immovable object, my buddy Paul. You know how I like him. So practice. How do we? You're getting paid as if you're playing. That's a good thing, right? Yeah. We'll see you at practice tomorrow. Good chat. Good talk.
Morning skate. Don't get off the ice early.
Yeah, you'll be on after. Everybody else that's playing, they're going to go and eat and get out and start resting. Man, you're going to skate. It's going to be great.
It was the
Gotta
Michael
keep you
Stone
ready.
thing for a while. I remember that. He was just late on the ice with the coaches. Is Stone.
Yeah.
He's honestly, I like him as a 7-8. He played 42 games last year, and he didn't arrive in Calgary till around the trade deadline.
Who are we talking about now? Hanley?
Yeah.
Oh,
He played
yeah.
32 games with the Stars. They ran into some injury issues, but he played top 4 in a pinch. He can play both sides. He's certainly not a world beater, but he's versatile in the sense that if you need a guy in the third pair, he can slot in wherever. He's a guy that you probably would see get claimed. A year ago, he did. Or it's a 50-50. I mean,
Yeah.
I think he's fine. The problem is they just have too many bodies. Mirmanov already kind of feels like in the same territory. Barry feels like he's another 6'7". I guess Bean, if he can't take Tyson Barry's slot, he's a 6'7". There's a lot of those guys here.
Question for you. Given that the Flames, they're not in a salary cap thing and it's kind of a developmental year, if the situation arose where they needed a blue liner,
Yeah.
would you rather have you got Hanley kicking around, or maybe would you rather see Solovyov come in and get some minutes, or Krishnikov, or Rostevich, or
Stevich and Solovyov would be the top 2, I'd think.
you'd probably rather
Yeah. And so when those guys are ready, you then would be Hanley, have a little pass through waivers. Son.
So he's not
you
going
know what's happening right now. Conroy
maybe
and Husk are sitting in the hotel room and they're watching. They're like, you know what? Shit, Fat Boy's got it. He's got a point, I think.
He's a placeholder. I mean, a lot of these guys are. Let's be honest. Anthony Mantha's a placeholder.
Maybe we're overrating this whole practice thing.
And he's a placeholder.
It's not that big a deal.
Manov's a placeholder. They're all placeholders.
Because he's not really playing in the games, is he? Darn it. Yeah, all right. Fair enough. Poor Joe Hanley taking it right in the teeth today. Sorry, Joel.
Hanley, great name. Sounds like a cowboy.
Feels like a Western kid, doesn't he?
Oh, Joe Hanley. Yeah. So that's the scoop. That's what we got for you tonight. 5 o'clock, game day, helmets, Boston, beans, molasses. Was there a molasses flood? Something like that?
Sugar?
Where? I don't think that was in Boston, though.
No?
It was in Chicago.
Maybe.
The great molasses flood of Chicago.
Yeah.
Sticky
The old,
scissors.
yeah. We got the auction. I want to get, and we'll do some of the stuff from last night. Coming up tomorrow's Friday, our auction is going to end. We have been running an auction all week long.
Was
on the
Boston.
website nationgear.ca. It is in support of Closer to Home, and it's community services, just a great charity, and they are getting things set for their Adopt a Family Christmas campaign. They get the neat thing about it is it's not just, they don't just show up and here's some gifts that we bought and pre-wrapped and here's a tree. They get gift cards and they give them to the families in need a couple weeks in advance so that they can then go out and use those gift cards to buy gifts for their loved ones themselves, to have that thrill of watching someone open a present on Christmas morning that you've chosen for them, that you know that they want. It's a great ideal. It's what makes the whole thing very special. But it takes, raising funds for it. And we are going to do our Top Shelf Elf Christmas campaign coming up in a couple weeks. But we had a couple of kind of early birds. A couple weeks ago, we did one of these. We're doing another one again. John Winwick, ATB Financial, came through, donated these packages. 25 tickets and 25 food and drink vouchers to go and see Calgary and New York at the Dome, November 21st. Nationgear.ca is where you go to bid. We'll get you the tickets. They just get all paperless now, right to your phone, and we'll get you the vouchers. The vouchers are hard copy, but it's a hot dog, it's a drink, it's a popcorn, and the soft serve malt. 25 of each.
It's a hell of a deal.
It's a lot of dogs. It's a lot of wiener water. Is that how they make them at the Dome, do you think? Or are they rolling them in the old
Steamer? They got steamers in the back.
Ooh, steamers.
Oh, what's this?
The old steamer.
Oh, Ohio.
Yeah. Nationgear.ca. Get your bids in. Support a great cause. We'll have that again tomorrow after it's Friday at like 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, 4 o'clock. And then we'll get in touch with you and get you those tickets. And then all of a sudden, you're calling up a bunch of people. Guess what? We're going to the game on the 21st. You and me and Jim Bob and Bo Bob and
Randy.
Joe Hanley's going to be there. He'll be watching too.
I believe in Joe Hanley.
The molasses flood was in Boston.
It was?
Really? It's all coming together now.
Mm-hmm.
Like out of a truck or like a
No, I think it's a big factory team.
warehouse, a factory?
Big old, yeah.
Shoddy workmanship, you think? Or did it just have... No, I think it'll fit. I think the vat is big enough for all this molasses, and they started pouring it in there. Dude, it's not going to fit. It's going to overflow for sure. Get out of here. I've been doing this for years.
It's a science thing, Dean. There's weight, there's mass, there's volume, and that vat just couldn't handle it.
Damn.
Bunch of Harvard nerds. They should have figured that out, huh?
Kablamo.
What a waste of delicious molasses, you know?
What are we
You
using?
use
molasses for
molasses?
these days? What are we using it for?
I feel
Well,
like that's an oldie
baking.
time kind of a deal.
Oh, yeah. Well, but molasses was in the baking. Yeah.
Yeah, it was everything in baking. Have we changed or what are we using now instead of the molasses?
Maybe we should go back to the molasses, seeing as our health is not really. Maybe
You think it's more
molasses-
like natural?
You're back to hammering a
I
dart.
don't.
Back
I
of
think
darts
it's
a day and molasses.
disgusting. It's like boiled corn and ferment. I don't.
Well, listen to this though. Maybe we're sleeping on
Sugar
molasses.
cane.
Gingerbread cookies. Christmas is coming.
Damn right.
I'd stock up. They may
Gingerbread?
sell it.
Do you ever
I
make-
have not tried. I've not. No, I enjoy it, but I've never really dipped my toe
I
into
think
the.
it is better if you make it than if you.
Probably, yeah. Baked beans, barbecue sauce, rye bread, marinades, and it says here menstrual cramp relief.
I haven't had much of an issue
Give
with that.
some to Ryan.
If you suffer period pain, you've likely tried exercises
Oh, God,
for.
too far.
It's a show for everyone, Red.
Hmm. But it's not a health show. I'm not allowed to give out my health advice. I don't
Oh,
think
you
you
all
should.
the time. Ear lights and grounding mats.
You've heard plenty of your health tips over
That's
the years.
pseudoscience. Could be a segment we do daily.
What is the best way to use molasses? Cornbread, replace sugar in baked goods, make brown sugar by adding it to white sugar, glazes and marinades for meat. You could use it in your coffee.
Oh, Pinder's sick now.
Are you sick?
What are we talking about?
You're sick.
No.
Jack.
No.
Weren't you just feeling down?
What, who?
Weren't you a quart low just recently? Are you back to being a
Well,
quart?
because he went out, he had the big weekend there. He was
did cook the goose.
he was out cooking the goose.
Both ends. Stupid kid hockey. 6:30.
Have you got a what? Have you got a runny snooter? Is that what's going on?
A little bit of a drip going? I was fine until the show starts. Nothing dripped all day. Now I sit here half an hour in. Drip. Drip.
Really?
We need a camera remote for in studio too. Because
It's like-
Jack's always sleeping back there, so if you
Yeah.
try to signal to him to shut the camera off, he's watching music videos.
Yeah, I know.
Pittsburgh Steelers highlights from the 80s.
That's right. Yeah. The immaculate reception just on
Yeah.
repeat. Now, what would you say the likelihood is that Jack has
infected me.
that this is what Jack was dealing with? And
Well,
now you're
see, I
dealing
don't know. Jack and I were at the same venue at Friday night
Yeah.
around 1 a.m. So maybe that was the original. Maybe that's the, what is it? They call it patient zero. is
Monday
it?
lunch.
right?
The other
Yeah.
thing would be that when you don't sleep enough for 4 days in a row and you're hammering tequila sodas at night and then coffee in the morning at arenas, your probably immune system just gets run down and you're vulnerable.
So, Boom, work with me here, just as a curiosity. When did you decide that you'd done this enough, and that the risk reward scenario? Now, again, I'm gonna use. I know it's fact, not opinion on age, but like, do you, Dean, think that Ryan's old enough? It's a fact, not fiction issue, but your thoughts here.
Yeah, I think I was probably in and around. It would have been younger for sure, but
Mhm.
in and around Ryan's age, where it just the weight of children, work, marriage, responsibility, it just outweighed to have the fatigue and just feeling run down.
Sick.
It just became time. I can't. I don't really need to do this anymore. But I was never at Ryan's level, to be fair.
And I'm a massive extrovert whore, so
Well, you have. I mean, you have
joy and
mental
energy from
problems.
meeting
Let's
people.
call it what it is. You're not sociable. You're mentally ill.
Okay,
Like, you
well,
need
we all
help.
are then. We're just on different ends of the spectrum. I mean,
Yes,
you don't like to
need-
leave your home. I can't help but stay away from my home.
That's
I
right.
love being out. Yes, we're very different.
We're very different.
But I would look back
Um,
and I'm like, okay, well, Thursday, that was a buddy from out of town that I only could see once or twice a year. Friday, take the wife to the Flames game. Okay. Saturday, concert. Really want to see that. Never comes to town. Sunday, another thing, boss in town from Edmonton. Like, I'm like, this is going to be bad, but I can't say no to any of these things. And
There's also the thing too, and we talked. I
Richmond
think it
didn't
was,
even have a beer.
but there was the one night where Buddy in from out of town. So we
Mhm.
go out, and then
Put him
that's
to bed.
over. He goes to the hotel and calls it a
Right.
night.
That's right.
You then go back out on your own,
Well, I mean,
hunting for something to do.
No, I just thought,
Mentally ill. Like
90
it's a
minutes
problem.
till
You
last
see
call.
it, right?
like,
Oh, I'm just a
cheers.
social butterfly. No. Issue. Issues.
Hey,
Lay down on the couch. Let's have a chat.
all right.
There's a couch right in the studio.
There is. I
We
mean,
could work from
look,
there.
between the three of us, we got enough for, we can employ multiple psychologists.
We really could. Do we get a
Oh,
group
yes.
rate? Just a retainer?
They could live in the studio.
Jack's freaking normal compared to us guys.
He's
No, you know what? Jack's maybe the most scary because we don't really know.
Yeah.
Well,
There's kind of some.
he's pushing it down.
What do you want to know?
He's got the Dean
don't.
strategy where you just push everything down and keep pushing down and keep pushing down and don't acknowledge it and keep pushing down.
Yeah.
Then you
Everything will be great.
explode.
Molasses.
Well, we went out and had some beers, and then he had to call it nights. And then I went to this jazz club by myself. I was looking for. Well, you'll figure it out.
Will I?
Drip, drip, drip.
Almost made it. So close to getting
Yeah.
through the gauntlet.
Hey, you know what? Our buddy Justin at Vina Nova. I didn't check it, but swinging.
Buzzing.
The new location is open for Vina Nova. Lab-grown diamonds, the only spot in Calgary that specializes only in lab-grown diamonds. That's done now. If you go to the old location, it shuttered up. There's nothing there. Because there it is. The brand new Vina Nova location in Market Mall opened just a few days ago. And they would love to see you right in time for the busy holiday season. Lab-grown diamonds are perfect. That's kind of the thing with them. They're pristine. They are perfect. They're made in a lab. Some of the diamonds that are mined and they dig out of the ground, there's kind of some imperfections here, and there's kind of
clarity's not great.
The clarity's not. So
Brilliance
you get perfect quality diamonds, and for a fraction of the cost, sometimes 50, 60, 70% less than what you would pay for a mined diamond. Go and talk to Justin and his folks there. They're going to point you in the right direction. They're going to help you. They know how dumb we are.
Yeah, they do.
They get it. Hello, stupid. Welcome to Vina Nova. Come on in and take a look around. We'll point you in the right direction. I'm paraphrasing. Not sure that's exactly what they would say. Vinanova.com, or check out the brand new location at Market Mall. Parking for days over there. Lots of parking.
Excited about that.
Yeah. I don't want to get too far into because I know the Pinder Report will be coming up. I don't want to steal the thunder or anything.
What you got?
Well, there was another goal for one of the greatest goal scorers in NHL history last night.
Have at her.
And some heartache up the road.
That's a shame.
We'll start with the Washington Capitals taking on the Nashville Predators last night. Alex Ovechkin has, going into the match, goals in 4 straight games. Could he keep the streak rolling? Stay hot, Ovi? Let's take a look. All these years later, and he still manages to find that little soft spot. Zing. Red last, it's like 5 years since he's been on this kind of a clip.
Jeez.
So he's feeling it.
5 in a row.
6 goals in his last 5 games. He needs 34 now to pass Wayne Gretzky.
Last guy to score 5 in a row this age, Brett Hull.
Yeah. There's not many guys at this age because he's 39, I think.
Yeah, it's rare air. There's only one other, and that was way back, I think, pre-'80s. So
yeah,
in our lives, Brett did it. But Bobby, Brett play that late?
It's all right. It's ringing a bell. Anyway, they'll be like a Stan Mikita or a Johnny Busick or something.
Busick.
Is that who it was?
I think it was.
I think it might have been. Connor McMichael. Who are we talking to the other day? Was it Noodles or Frank or somebody talking about Washington? It's like, what's going on with Washington? They're rolling 9-3 after the victory last night.
Jeez.
Well, they got Ovi's playing well, and they've got some of their younger guys that are now chipping in. Connor McMichael, 8 goals in his last 10 games, or 12 games, sorry. And Logan Thompson, Calgary guy, the former Vegas Golden Knight, and maybe on the radar for Canada for the Four Nations. 6-0 for the Capitals in the net so far. Was involved in a trade, and I believe this is his UFA season. Get paid, Logan.
Also a guy eligible for Team Canada.
That's what I was saying. He and Aiden Hill.
Hill, Skinner, Bennington.
Yeah.
And Finn.
Meanwhile, the Nashville Predators have lost 4 of 5. 4-8-1.
They also lost 5 of 5 to start the year. Am I correct?
Right. Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
Barry Trotz's talking about, I'll undo this. I'll press the rebuild button, you sons of guns. If you buy Iota,
yeah, we've got that goaltender we took in the first round. He's waiting for. Oh, wait, what?
How are you going to
trade him?
Barry
signed the.
You right. See a contender with all the room for Stamkos's money? Looking around, you see one of those? No, they don't exist. That's, anyway. That's fantasy land, son.
I like Trotzy, and we all like Nashville. Let's turn it around.
Let's go.
Let's get it going. Meanwhile, and I kind of forgot about this, I was reading this morning, that maybe one of the biggest dropping of the ball that we've seen in a while, the Predators bought out Matt Duchene, and he's been very good on a $3 million contract. He's got 15 points in his first 11 games, I think it is. Yeah, 7 goals, 15 points in 11. And last year for Dallas, 25 goals and 65 points.
And good in Dallas.
And they bought him.
Slotting.
Is it slotting? Anyway.
He slotted properly there. I don't think we ever saw him doing this again.
So so with that, the Capitals, to kind of get back to that, they're right in the mix. We've been talking about how great Carolina is.
Mm-hmm.
18 points, 18 points. Washington's played one more game, but they're New Jersey,
Rangers.
Washington, Carolina. That's what you're looking at right now in the Metro. What's your confidence level in them being able to keep this up for any amount of time?
They look good. They're playing well.
They're playing well.
What's funny, like they might be. Connie should call them up, see what's going on. Because 2 years ago, their top two centers were Evgeny Kuznetsov and Nicholas Backstrom. And they're doing this without both those guys.
Neither of them are there anymore.
So how'd you do it? What the hell's going on down the middle? Who'd you find? How did you plug the holes?
How'd you do it?
Impressive.
Yeah. Time for Warner's whiteboard. We didn't go over this, so it'll be analysis on the fly here with Rhett. But last night, Jack Eichel scored a pretty goal against the Edmonton Oilers up the road.
Beautiful.
And you tell me, sometimes if you're a defenseman and you just know your beat, you just kind of tip your cap sometimes and just watch the guy go, and it's, well, good play there, you.
Or change.
Or change, or maybe do you put some effort. So Bouchard taking some heat online about what looks to be maybe a shoddy effort. So there's a few things, we'll play it a few times, because Eichel, there's definitely watch him, but obviously Bouchard is worth taking it. Yeah, so again, now number 2, kind of, it'll be at the bottom of the screen as you come in here. So there he is.
Get skating, bud.
There was just some thought that maybe a little more effort would be appreciated. Seemed to be kind of the common theme, the chorus. So there he is, just kind of backing up over the red line.
Skinner's had some criticism of his play as well. I get what you're saying, Ryan, is that, well, he thinks Bush. The combination of the two is really impressive.
Yeah, two
Neither
guys
one of
doing
them
it the
gives
same
a
man.
shit about playing defense.
And it's Eichel. That's a guy,
You're up against the top center of the other team.
This guy you might want to cover.
And what do they call that's called hitting the? If you were who?
If I was on that team, and if I was the coaching staff, and it's like,
if you're a fan,
love that. Like, when wasn't it McDavid flying the zone in overtime when they lost a game earlier this year to Carolina, where he's just like, "Oh, it might pop out. I'm gone." Like, we've seen all kinds of miscues from the Oilers, and I think they'll obviously figure it out in the sense that they're too good to be an under 500 team, which they are, and it's not been a good start. How do these guys? They're incredibly veteran. They have one forward who's under 30, not named Connor or Leon. They're missing half of a top 4 because Nurse isn't that anymore. And, where's their intensity level right now?
Yeah, but I thought I guess all I'd say to that is that the reason they had success in the playoffs last year is because it did seem like they were playing with some defensive focus, maybe.
They were a really good defensive club after the coach firing, I think.
Right? Like, and that's not a great play by Vegas. That is a simple breakout that leads to a breakaway because guys don't give a shit. Like,
yeah, that is taking advantage of the other team not playing.
Let's go back to the whiteboard. Late stages of the third period. It is a tie hockey game, and it's been clear for about a minute prior to this that the Oilers are happy to get this to overtime. They got Corey Perry just kind of on a bit of a forecheck, keeping the D of Vegas kind of honest. Again, this is in the final minute.
And the Golden Knights grab the lead on Hannifin's second goal of the period with 48 seconds left.
Just get the puck deep. Holtz rims it around. Watch Barbashev go in. The little stick lift on Ekholm spins his body, and then Hannifin jumps into the play unnoticed.
There's number
now
2
that's,
again.
That's Thursday night at Ernie Starr.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, is that what it is?
Yeah.
It's tough asking these beer leaguers to play back to back.
It's a lot. Oh,
almost.
Mm-hmm.
Go back again to the start. That's Draisaitl being a lazy ass too. Look at
He's on the board.
Bouchard's
very comfortable that also believe they're going to get better when they decide to turn it on, and that
Correct.
might very well be the case. But as a coach, you'd be losing your marbles, and as a fan that's paying to watch, that's some shameful stuff.
no Hannah.
If you're going to do film and you want to rip into the guys,
You just watch it. and
you almost
not
don't need to say anything.
talk. Oh yeah,
Be like,
just have that on. Hey guys, we're going to practice tomorrow. Make sure you're here a little bit early, and just have the game on
Just
the clips
looping.
on repeat in the room on the.
Yeah. Do I need to say anything? Like, we'll go out and work on some shit, but we'd like you to see something first. I mean, they're going to get it together. McDavid was talking last night that I guess I'm kind of paraphrasing. Maybe I shouldn't, but it just felt like, yeah, there needs to be some more intensity here.
And it's hard. I'll give them that. It's hard after losing, and you go late into the spring, early summer, and just quick turnarounds and blah 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 blah.
Yeah.
But
Who are the young guys full of piss of vinegar there? They don't have any. It's like Vasily Podkolzin. That's it. Like, and then that's hard. That's where you can find the energy when the vets are flat and had a short off season and know that shit doesn't. They're not going to be measured by anything till spring. This group anyway. No one cares if they win the division, finish second or third. It's can you win the cup? It's a cup or bust season. You need young guys with piss and vinegar. And McLeod gone, Fogle gone, Holloway gone, Broberg gone. Like there's just no young guys there.
Yeah, and there's also professionalism. You can say that their emotion, it's hard to, yeah, okay. But guess what? It's what you're paid to do.
Yeah.
So.
You know what they need is Gully to start throwing sticks around.
Wouldn't
Is it
hurt.
crumple or crumble?
Crumple, yeah.
Crumble?
We were tied,
Love
and
that.
then we just crumpled in the third period there.
Crumble?
Don't want to crumple, Wade. Don't want to do it.
But he's got a boosh bomb.
He does. And they're going to figure it out.
Well, they
Too good
probably
player.
will. You're right. They will figure it out, but it's not as easy as saying, okay, December 1st, guess what, fellas? We're going to start.
Yeah.
Right?
And
Like-
Matt, I'll say this, I agree with you that it's not easy. They probably will. It might be the difference between hosting Vegas or going to Vegas for game 7.
100. Yeah.
Or you're a 3 seed. Now you got to go to Vancouver again. Shit. Like game 7 last year, they had no Demko and a blood clot with Brock Besser out of the game. They weren't that bad. Like it's a harder road if you're going to enter this tournament as a 3 seed or a wild card. That might be the difference here.
And I'm okay watching them soil themselves. It's
Well,
fine.
I mean, yeah, probably if it was the other way, if they were making great plays, I don't know that they make it on Barn Burner today. Kind of cherry picking, it feels like.
Yeah, we hit that Eichel 2-point bet. We should have laddered up to 3.
Yeah, you're right. You know what that is right there?
Dental
Those
floss.
are my no, it's not dental floss. Look at that. Those are my
Small those are.
those are my hearing aids right there. Teeny tiny. Just whoop. Put that in your ears. You're hearing everything. If you've never gone for an assessment, or if you think that you've got some issues with your hearing and you've never been able to test it or see the difference that they make, you are missing out, literally and figuratively, on so much that's probably going on around you. The Hearing Loss Clinic, locally owned and operated, they're here to help, and they're just one of the best. There's literally other places come to them for help and assistance and the equipment and that sort of thing. Studies show health risks like dementia, depression, others have been linked to untreated hearing loss. In addition to the hearing, it's custom ear protection. It's another thing that maybe you don't think about. Is it loud where you're working? Is it construction? Maybe you should be wearing something. Musician molds, custom in-ear stage monitors. And Travis and Sabrina Rhodes, again, recognized as one of the Business in Calgary Leader Award winners. They are good people, and we like good people. We probably debatable whether we're good people, but they are good people and just happen to be the very best at what they do. 5 locations in Calgary, 5 in British Columbia, Invermere, Golden Fernie, Creston, and Cranbrook. Hearingloss.ca to book an assessment now. And those things, when you got them in, you know how sometimes, I'm going to put my headphones in and listen to some music, or something's on the TV and I just want to, you don't need to take those out and put these ones anyway. They work like So you're listening to music. You're still hearing what you're supposed to be. You can hook it to the TV.
Taking calls in there or what?
Yeah,
Take calls?
all that. Not all of them, but this specific period. Yeah. Yeah. Hearingloss.ca. Did we talk about Joel Hanley today? Or
Could we dig into Joel Hanley?
I think we did, right?
It's a lot of Joel on the show today.
Joel's like, guys, I'm not even playing.
He's
What
like,
the
guys,
hell?
I'm getting more airtime on your show than I am ice time with like. Why are you talking about me?
Really?
We
You're
should
gonna
employ Joel because he's got time to talk about it.
Yes, maybe he
What's
wants to do
going on
post-game
in the
with Kenny.
room? How are these coaches? Give
Well,
us-
guys, practice just ended. I'm heading out. I'm heading out there now. The guys are all done. I'm gonna get some work
nice
in here.
lather on.
I'll call you later. It's not very nice.
Do some breakouts and some 3-on-3. If your coach is hanging around, I'm gonna miss lunch with the fellas, and then I'll watch the game. Eat popcorn.
All right. So what do you guys do? Oh, you're going out for lunch? Oh man, really?
You gonna be there in 30 minutes?
Chowder?
Oh no, you're not. Oh,
What time's second bus? Oh, well, I guess I could Uber Eats to the hotel, and then you guys are having a nap. I'll still be wound up from skating.
guess I'll go wander by the bay there.
So they had these Segway tours where you could go on a history tour. Maybe I'll do that while you guys are putting on your suits and getting ready to go to the game.
Just gonna listen to Barn Burner and segue around.
Village Honda presents the Pinder Report. New in-stock inventory is on the ground. Of course, I mean, it's
Of
late
course.
2024, so the 2025s. The smell of a new vehicle, delicious. Everything's pristine, brand new. All those rubber seals and everything. You're not getting wind noise. There's no water dripping in. Brand new vehicle. You deserve it. And they got a bunch of them at Village Honda, Northwest Automall, online at villagehonda.com. And if it's pre-owned you're after, then they've got those too. They're part of the dealership group, Wood Automotive Group. You can go there and it's like, well, maybe I'm going to go here and here and here and here. Or you just go there and say, look, this is what I'm after. Can you help me? And they're going to say, yeah, we can. We sure can. You're in good hands. You're welcome. Village Honda. Your dealership for life. Pinder Report.
Game day, fellas. Let's go. It is Flames in Boston. As noted, there's some art. My boy Naz. There's Chuck McAvoy there himself. Bit of a doughy guy, isn't he? Looks a little doughy.
Easy.
Oh, I'm sure he's in great shape. It was just like we had McLennan on yesterday. Eustace Annanen, same thing. Look at
How
the guy's
about
face.
McLennan's house?
Yeah, fancy.
Yeah. Was not lost on me, Retro.
Yes, he didn't really pick up on it, and I didn't want to belabor it, but it's like, you got a bit of a shack there, bud.
He's got, oh yeah, this is, there's a guy outside. Here's the pool, and the pool. Really?
Pool in Canada is a flex.
For a guy that doesn't go outside.
Yeah.
Oh, I just went to Italy for the summer and went to see Taylor Swift and
Paying
had some
someone
time in the
to pool and
backyard
use.
pool. And how high were those ceilings? You think, Red? Like those are right? Like it's high ceilings, beautiful home.
At least 10.
Yeah.
And clean. Like, if I could take this camera and walk around my house, I'll tell you what.
No,
Not clean.
don't do it in my house either. And how about
I
that
live in it.
crown molding? Man, real nice.
Crown molding, good
Bet
words.
you Pinder's is like that.
Oh, it is.
I don't have crown moldings.
I drove by his house the other day. Very fancy.
I know.
Oh,
Did you get-
what? Fancy
How did you
girl?
get past the gate?
Fancy lady.
I didn't. I was at the park.
Yeah. Kinda.
You stop over there. I'll come to you.
Tall grass, no gate. Tall grass. Standings in the West. We'll start there, fellas. Take a look. Those Oilers. What day is it today? November 7. Flames hold the first wild card. Blues are in there as well. And yeah, I mean, the Pacific looks a little odd. Vegas, LA, Vancouver. I'm not sure anyone had that order to be a month into the season, but here we are. Out east, checking in on Boston. What does it look like? They
What's the weather like today? Like today? Like today? What's the weather like today?
Outside looking in, played a bunch of hockey. Look at that, 14 games.
Some molasses.
And in that competitive Atlantic, one game held in hand by the Lightning. That's the difference between being a playoff spot.
Didn't they come out of the gates like gangbusters, old Tampa Bay, too?
Got a good start, yeah.
What is a gangbuster?
I don't know.
Question.
A
Jack?
gang?
AI. Checking.
Because I've heard, you hear of
Phrase. Gangbusters.
A police officer or other person who takes part in breaking up criminal gangs. A gangbuster.
Yeah, that's not really how we use it, though.
So if you come out like gangbusters, you're kind of putting you're calming things down.
The other team is a gang. And
you're trying to say, whoa, hey,
Feels
enough
like
of this nonsense you're doing.
Gang.
The scene in the movie where you're running around full speed, jumping fences, shaking that dog off your leg. Like, you're good. Doesn't detective work here. You're gang busting here, right? It's got to be high tempo, no?
So, well, I guess. Yeah. I thought of it. I guess my first thought was the other way, where you're trying to keep everything, you're trying to tone it down. Maybe you have to match that level of intensity to then.
Yeah, if the Flames come out and ice the puck 6 times and clog up the neutral zone and it's boring as shit, we're not saying gangbusters, right?
No.
Sure aren't. Let's go look.
Ryan, back to you.
Back to me. Schedule, Jack. Let's do it. Bruins tonight, 5:00. Matinee, Buffalo, Queen City. Saturday, 11 a.m. And then programming alert. Monday is a Prime game. Oh, do you have Amazon Prime? If you do, you're one of 11 million Canadians. That's more than I have cable, I believe. So there you go.
Really?
Tuesday, back-to-back. We'll see both goalies in there, I imagine. And then the Preds come to town. That should have a it's already a little bit dramatic in Nashville. Could be a very hot seat by then.
Going to be a lot of that for sure.
That's
going to have a
that. Let's go to Bruins Lines. Showed you this earlier. We'll glance at them again. Elias Lindholm is a 1C, leaving people wanting more. That's been a year of that with 3 different teams, believe it or not.
There's a lot of people on this team I don't know.
Yeah, Brazo's a young guy. Beecher's a first rounder from a couple of years ago. Poitras made the team last year, got sent back down. Kastelik, former hitman, he scrapped. Had a good fight earlier this year. I'm trying to remember who. It's a good one, though. Blue line.
Shen?
Might have been Shen.
Yeah, I think it was Luke Shen.
Someone needs to get their head examined. That's top pair Nikita Zadorov. Now, I get you paying him 5, but, I mean, you've had McAvoy, Lindholm together basically since you added Hampus Lindholm in trade from Anaheim and extended him to like a 6-7 year deal. It's 8 when you look at it. I mean, that's worked great together, and now you're breaking it up for the roller coaster. Odd choice.
Slotting, trying to spread things out. I get it. I would guess. Could you throw that back up there, Jack? I'm guessing that Montgomery's not saying that this is our second most talented, accomplished defenseman. It's probably just trying.
No, but he is breaking up their best pair over the last 3 years. It's weird.
No, I'm just looking at the logos. There's some Zadorov, McAvoy, and Lindholm all have anchors.
Yes, that would indicate, I imagine, a no move clause of some sort.
The others have unlocked padlocks, and then some have nothing.
That's right. So that would be your trade protection, whether it's a full no move, partial, modified.
I see.
New graphics today that I went and hunted. I like this more because you can see what guys make.
I like it too.
It's great.
See where they are in their contracts. Nikita, the first of 6 years, you'll notice there.
Yeah.
What holes of the golf course did they buy, Rhett?
What? You cut out.
If you said someone was on the back 9 of their career, indicating that you'd be buying holes maybe 10.
I don't even think he's a golfer. I just think you don't know what sport he's playing some days. That's part of the problem.
He's on the golf course and
he went to pickleball. He's not at the course. He's at why are you at pickleball?
Why do you have your whites on and you're carrying lawn darts? What the hell's going on here? This is a golf course, sir.
No, we're not doing croquet today or whatever the hell that game is.
Wranglers in action last night, back in the win column, fellas. And how did they do it? Well, via another Devin Cooley shutout.
Easy to win when you do shutouts all the time.
He's on a bit of a heater. 1 goal allowed in back-to-back starts and back-to-back nights against the Condors. That's good. And
Yeah, but what are we learning about the rest of the team, though? If he's just going to be pitching shutouts.
Well, here's more from Paige Stewart, who writes
Selfish.
on FlamesNation.ca. After today's shutout win, Devin Cooley amongst the rest of the AHL's goaltenders, tied for first in shutouts, first in wins, second in save percentage, fifth in goals against.
Attaboy,
good.
Dev.
But Dev. And a quote for the Ages postgame. He said, and I'm paraphrasing.
Okay.
That is not a quote.
Your brain wants to play tricks on you. It wants you to think about the shutout. You have to tell it to shut up. Don't think about the shutout.
I know who I'd tell to shut up.
HL standings. There it is at the top. Wranglers 10-2. Shut it.
But they played so many more games. Look, they only
Lot
got
of
60
games.
left.
We only got 60 games remaining. That is
No wonder they're
extreme.
out in front of everybody. Look how many games they're playing. Who are they playing against if all these other teams? What's the rest of the league doing?
Good questions.
Did you just cough?
I did cough.
Go,
Let's go to Philadelphia.
Guess
Torts is
we're doing
torting.
it from
boys.
home tomorrow too.
Torts is torting. You like a good tort? Matvei Michkov, leading scorer in the NHL amongst rookies, getting a scratch. It's, quote, just part of the process. We're trying to help him.
He's got balls.
Continued. I told you. Okay, well, never mind. Well, off that one. I had a flyer. I had an assist in the Flyers lost to Carolina the other night when we were at Richmond's. 10 points, 13 games, and literally the rookie of the month for October.
Second on the team in points. Good for him.
Like an offensive catalyst for them, a very important player. And I'm not saying this is stupid and isn't going to work, but it's a very tortsy thing to do. Other organizations might limit his ice or have a meeting. Torts just going to scratch a guy.
Well, they maybe had a meeting. Maybe they had a
Maybe,
chat.
I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah, Torch isn't going to feel the need to explain to the media
No.
what he's doing behind. He's not playing.
And he actually did kind of allude to that at the start of the. He's not going to play every night.
Yes.
How old is this kid?
20 or 21.
Well,
He was
yeah,
drafted
it
in
last year's
Nashville.
draft?
Nashville's draft. So that was where the Flames took Honzik. So he'd be 19, 20, depending on his birthday.
So he's a young lad that a day off probably doesn't actually hurt.
I hear you. And I think to your point, there's probably some coaches that don't have the balls that Torts has.
He's got balls.
Also, if this guy's 30, he's not scratching him when he's second.
He's 19, guys.
Yeah, 19. There you go.
He'll turn 20 on December 9th.
Warm-ups, everyone has different routines. Some guys want to shoot the pucks at net. Other guys got to wait. I'm going to be the last guy off the ice, Rhett. Other guys, I'm out early. Let's, bucket, no bucket. Here's Jalen Chatfield's thing. He winds her up and then sprays the snow down the tunnel.
That's Friday night.
Dear.
That's
That's Father David Bauer.
Father Day.
Oh, jeez.
F that would hurt.
Well, and here's the thing. That absolutely would hurt. And he's now, this is the weirdest feeling on earth when you stand up from one of those and you're like, I'm okay. And you're like, God,
Yeah,
this hurts.
nobody saw me.
Just act normal. Just
Yeah.
act normal. And, he goes, hey, and then down the tunnel, and then he's going to be like right to the trainer's room.
out indefinitely.
So
High
what do you
ankle
do for a
sprain.
living?
Yeah, exactly. I'm a hockey player, right?
I play in the NHL.
Thursday Night Football. We got a good one, boys. Always a thriller when it's the Bengals and the Ravens. And look at that. See the Ravens?
Put them up, Dean. They're going to play hard tonight.
Plus the Raven, nevermore. Bengals, killers in the jungle. Killers in the jungle. Look at this dynamic duo. Henry, Jackson.
That's their special uniform helmet combo.
This is right.
Hey.
Oh, look at the Bengal. He's looking at the purple rising, they call it. Dean, there it is.
There it is.
Don't mind it. There's Zay Flowers. He good.
Look at gritting his teeth. Look at it. Hey. I'm taking the Ravens just because Zay Flowers is gritting his teeth.
Linesman moving a bit. You'll see it at 5.5 some places, 6 others.
Is that right?
And it is a matchup of teams that are awful at defending things the other team's quite good at.
What is
Which
the
is
over?
weird for the Ravens.
I
What's
like
that,
a
Jeff?
high-scoring game. Let's go.
Over under 52.5, which
Did
is
Jack
a lot
say
of
something?
points.
A lot of points.
52.5.
Jack, did you say something?
Yeah, should I not have?
No, I didn't hear what you. It's the first
Oh,
time
yeah,
I've
I'm
heard
feeling
it today.
over
Love,
under.
I love that you'd be part of it.
Well, I'm feeling a lot better today.
Okay,
I was
good.
not,
Yeah,
I was not ready yesterday.
yeah. What about Ryan? How's he feeling?
So good.
He's on the downswing. Yeah.
Yeah,
52.5, you're over under. Lots of points going to happen, Russ. Lots of points. Go Blades.
Go Blades.
Cincinnati, not good at stopping running quarterbacks. What's Lamar Jackson?
He's a pocket passer.
It's not.
Him and
No,
T-
Lamar Jackson,
Thank you.
not Janet Jackson. He's
Janet
quite adept at scrambling and running. And
Is Janet a
Yeah,
pocket
not if you
passer?
don't chase him. Not if you don't chase him, Dean. He's only running if you chase him.
is that
And
your
then-
Henrik and Daniel Sedin strategy?
That's right.
I just stand here.
You'll
They're
be
not gonna
coming my
move.
way eventually, bud.
I'll be right here.
Trying to hypnotize me. I'm just not going to look at you. Not going to look at you. Now,
They're gonna
Baltimore,
get tired eventually.
very
They're-
bad at defending the passing game.
Really?
Cincinnati, with Burrow and Chase, good at passing the football.
Got kind of tired of packing and unpacking. Town to town, up and down the dial.
Good to see a Canadian boy get paid. Chuba Hubbard,
That boy
Edmontonian,
Jubes.
I believe. We'll talk slower. It's all right.
Sherwood Park.
4 years, $33.2 million.
Attaboy.
That is sensational. $15 million guaranteed. Well done, sir. Now that's interesting timing because this is the week they are activating the highest drafted running back from last year's draft class, and it does remind us of with the Panthers too. So remember, they went and paid Miles Sanders $25 million. Then they gave Chuba Hubbard the RB1 role. Now, then this past summer, they draft the running back in the second round, and then they immediately, as he's healthy, sign Chuba to an extension.
Yeah, I mean it's
Let's hope he goes better than Miles Sanders did.
All we
it's
want to know for running backs this week is how many yards and touchdowns McCaffrey's getting. That's it.
Oh, how jacked are you?
Well, after you tried to hose me with the trade, it's finally my luck is coming. It's changing, Dean.
You know what's beautiful about this? We can go back at the end of the year and look at the trade I offered at the time and see which resulted in more points.
Mm-hmm.
So then at that point, we can say, Pinder, you would have hosed Red, or Rhett, that would have been a great deal for you.
when was the trade offered?
3 weeks ago, Cook for McCaffrey.
Where is the trade?
So he would have had the last 2 weeks of Cook instead of nothing for McCaffrey. And again,
I had Davis. Old Davis was in there giving her.
Ray Davis, Babe Davis.
Yeah, Ray.
Oh, Ray.
Davis. Davis.
High pick.
Ray?
Mhm.
Good to know.
CPL commissioners in town, boys. We're getting that much closer. It's
You and your
awards.
buds going out for dinner tonight?
It's-
Some drinks?
Oh yeah,
Pinder?
get after it, boys. Don't mind the snot.
What's that shooter? I've never seen. Oh, that's just my. I don't eat.
That's just some mucus.
Ryan, as I have killed colds with hard alcohol, so
All right. Well, I'm afraid of a few things. Hard alcohol is not one of them. There it is. Look at that. Getting ready, boys. Saturday, 1 p.m. at Cofield. We'll have the commissioner on the show tomorrow, it sounds like. We'll pre-record before the show.
What is the podium thing for?
When you win, they're going to stand up there, hoist a shield and or trophy.
Will there be confetti guns?
You'd be good at that, Dean.
Yeah, I think so. Are
You
you
bet
on
you
the
that's what it sounds like.
confetti gun team? Steve?
Yeah. And I wonder, because you can't load that sucker until you really know who's winning.
Mm,
So you got your red, white, whatever, green in the cavalry thing. You just
Yeah.
got like buckets. I think they got buckets of confetti waiting.
are these loaders? What do you do?
I don't know. That's what you can ask the commissioner.
Yeah, well, it's going to be.
I don't want to
hard
do your
for us.
interview for you, but that's where I would start.
Confetti
is
guns, yeah. It's
confetti
it's-
cannons.
Now, wrestling, we like wrestling, right?
Sure.
Sure. This is not one of the more mainstream wrestling associations. I don't
Oh,
get the production quality here, so it looks like we're doing a jump. There is a truck with
It's some kind of a
glass, corrugated metal roof,
That's deep South America.
and it's through the pane of glass and the chalkboard.
That feels like one of those maneuvers where both wrestlers are going to feel the after effects.
How are his
And-
legs broken?
Yeah, the truck owner's also in trouble here. There's damage, significant damage. What are we doing here?
It looks like what? Fluorescent light bulbs?
A country like that must have free healthcare. There's no other reason you'd be doing this, right? Like what? You're jumping 2 stories through a pane of glass into the back of a truck.
I feel that's probably like in Arkansas.
These guys getting paid or no?
Oh God.
Huge.
Right. Quick $25.
You know what that is?
Your money.
You got to find your way to the top. You got to show yourselves and commit. Vince is watching.
You got to get noticed
Got to get noticed.
You guys into climbing?
every day.
What? Stairs?
Well, this guy borrowed Dean's outfit, and he is 60 plus years old, climbing a skyscraper and cursing.
Woo! That Ric Flair?
It's a big word right there.
Fuck.
Yeah, he's having fun. Look at this. 100 stories in the air.
I mean,
Jeez.
get a different hobby.
Yeah, he said he's gonna have to dry clean it, Dean. It's really dirty, so it's gonna be a week. That's
Now,
all.
Dean, when you go do that, do you put a chute on the back? So
Yeah. It's kind of one of those things. But I have to double check and make sure it's not just my backpack.
Right.
Because then you start falling, you pull it out and
It's the red and white check.
damn it.
That's the
this is a cliff bar, not a.
Shoot.
This is a little more our speed rather than climbing the tower, maybe just effing around once we get to the top. Is this famous from some movie? Oh, yeah. Easy. Oof.
See, this is where these.
Well, that's Empire State, right? They have the.
I believe so.
This is where these people die, all for a picture.
Like, why?
I'm just kidding on the Pinder Report. Yeah, that's fine. This guy almost dies. I don't know if he thought this was apple juice or if he's just dumb. Fuel. That's fuel. Oh! It's still going. That was
Jack's buddy.
that is fully. That guy was a Jack's.
No.
That'll make it better.
Yeah, put some alcohol on that oxygen and fire. Go.
Hard iced tea on it.
Oof.
Goodness gracious.
Jack, see all right?
Honestly, that could have been a lot worse.
Oh, it had potential.
Yep. It's all true. Let's get to the beach where there's a little less danger, Dean.
Right.
Close. That's probably just the warm up. Test the distance. Once tide's in at night, we'll do the real one. Where does
Risk
he work?
reward.
Just confident here.
I don't even know if this is like.
He never thought he was going to.
That's not going to feel good. Oh, yeah.
He's an idiot that I'm going to put it out there.
Not going to fight you on that. You ever opened a beer with a bike? Let's have a look. That's impressive.
I don't mind that.
Yeah, no. If
You
three
gotta
of us
chug
show
it.
up and we want 3 beers, I hope that guy doesn't have to do 3 laps. You can just do it once, but
You got to chug it right away, though. Like right
Yeah, it's
then.
going to start foaming.
you don't want to get too foamy. You like going to festivals, music festivals, Dean? You said you were reading a
Damn
list.
right,
You're
yeah.
I was
Yeah.
at a festival this summer.
What
Love
did you
it.
say last week? If you don't do stuff,
You don't do stuff.
That's right. So here's what Jack and his buddies are doing. Look at this.
Genius.
This way to sneak in drinks at a festival.
Fast, yeah.
Oh my Jack. That's how you do it. Look at how much money he's saving.
That's a lot of work to save $19.
19. You haven't paid for a drink at a music
If
festival.
you go
That's
to one of
funny.
those festivals, you're not drinking, you're doing
I was
drugs.
going to say,
Interesting.
it's
point.
true.
Yeah, you can't pour mushrooms out of a
Well,
cast. What are you
what-
talking about, Jack? You idiot.
Yeah.
Ah,
Why are you so stupid?
come on, Jack.
Figure it out.
We got a pool fail, it looks like here. Is that what I wrote?
Noodles house?
Looks like some Reds
Is
kid.
this Jamie?
Video's not great. Jaime.
There he is.
Oh, look at the recoil on the neck. That is
Now he's going to bleed in the pool.
Need adjustment for that, son.
That was my kid on the weekend.
Yes.
Concussed.
How's he doing?
Yeah, he's concussed.
Is he?
So he's in the throes of the concussion? It's okay.
Is it because someone give him a spinning heel right to the forehead?
Yeah,
It's tough to play.
Jesus. That's another one of those ones. So best case scenario.
Yeah, what?
Because we're going to take this video. It's going to go viral.
Yeah.
Best case, what does it look like?
What's it going to do?
That is a good point, Jack. Is that still? Yeah, like where?
What are we expecting to happen?
Because the thought is you're going to catch the ball square, and then I feel like dude holding the ball didn't really think about what his role in the scenario was going to be.
So by the time this guy's at Thanksgiving in the States with all his family, he'll have a purple, yellow, blue face with swollen eyes shut. And
It's too much on the top of the sea. It's like when you're playing pool, right?
You're
like you're
supposed to be watching. You can't peek. You gotta.
Yeah, don't be peeking.
What are they trying to accomplish though? Like the guy holding the ball, he's not going to really move if he directly hits the ball.
Is it possible that guy goes in reverse? The kicker.
I'm going to
hits his head.
Get
He
thrown back.
and lands on the land. That'd be a hell of a trick.
Yeah, I'll get the camera. You guys get the yoga ball and.
Well, speaking of yoga balls, Shoveler, not to be outdone by her sons, decided she wanted to get in on the viral videos too. This is obviously not your pool, but probably the lake nearby. There's Rhett's Jet.
It's so
Rhett Jet. That's the new airline, Rhett Jet. And here's the Shoveler. How are you gonna?
Yeah.
Need to breathe there. That's gonna be tough to.
Also, a question as to what she thought was going to be.
What's the payoff? Yeah,
a positive result.
Right. I'm curious about the plane. Not quite sure where the Shoveler is.
Well, they had to get to that tropical destination.
They're on their way to a festival.
That's right. There's
crystal clear water,
not booze in the plane, and maybe the ball's going to distract the Crocs. I don't know. Lots of Pinder Report content.
Good work though because I would think taping a ball would be tricky, because it would probably start doing. It's very firmly fastened.
It's not jiggling or bouncing or anything.
I really wish we could talk to these people right now because it's some sort of a bike ramp that I'm guessing it's a she, runs up with a yoga ball and a plane and dirty water and so many questions.
Drugs or booze there? Drugs or booze? What are we?
That's a trick question. It's all the above.
Yeah, it might be.
And that's your Pinder Report on a Thursday.
Nice little cocktail of all of it there. Village Honda. In-stock inventory. Maybe you need a service on that vehicle. You're still waiting on your winter tires. Get it all done. Do yourself a favor. Get all of that done because it's nice now. Weather's beautiful right now. We're having a great little November here in Calgary, but it can change in an instant. Book yourself in. VillageHonda.com. Go visit at the Northwest Auto Mall. Talk about Forge. You can ask Anthony while you're up there about the confetti cannons. So,
Get
hi,
one in on a deal.
Hi, I just you were wanting to talk the Accord or Pilot? Well, kind of, yeah. But where do they keep the confetti for the cannons? And do they have what do they do with the team that loses?
Yeah,
and what do they do with that confetti? It's like the T-shirts they'll send to a third world country or something. The championship teams that don't win. What do you do with that confetti?
Are they going to be firing off the Forge confetti in like Sierra Leone?
Yeah, what are they doing with it?
Yeah,
I'm sorry. I'm the general manager here. What is this about?
One more follow-up. How many confetti cannons can I fit in the back of the HRV?
That's right. Yeah, I'm really looking to have a hell of a time this weekend at the soccer match, but without confetti cannons, it just feels like it's going to fall flat. Outdoor dental. Talking about things that just make sense. Some things don't make sense. This makes perfect sense. Ryan, maybe you need to go back because it
Maybe.
feels like maybe you're the fatigue is kind of setting in. Maybe you're not getting the quality sleep that you need. Just thinking, maybe if you're not willing to do the other stuff, like get some good sleep and be disciplined in that, maybe you want to go to Outdoor Dental. Dentistry with no needles, no drills, no stress. The Soleil laser, it's amazing for your dental work, but it also can help cure the snoring. 2 15-minute treatments increases the tension in the soft palate right back there.
Yeah.
With the Soleil laser is what it does. And then when you're sleeping, it's not doing that stuff. So then you're sleeping better. You're getting more hours of sleep, more quality sleep. The person beside you is like, thank God this person, it's a win-win-win. You're going to feel better. You're going to be more productive. Days are happier, all of it. Outdoor.dental. And as you were saying, you might be able to get it on your benefits.
Yeah, why not? Give it a try.
That's right. Go see Dr. Jay Patel. Outdoor.dental is the website. It's the Flames and the Bruins tonight at the TD Garden. I believe it's still the TD Garden.
I believe so, yeah.
I believe so. We talked a lot about the Bruins earlier on, but why would we sit and blather about it when we can bring on somebody who really knows? Pete Blackburn joins us from the What Chaos Show. A long time. You know what? I was saying earlier, Pete, all the cool guys are doing traditional media and then going digital. It's what all the cool guys are doing.
Yeah.
Don't worry about TV and radio. No one's doing that shit anymore. How you doing?
I'm good. I'm just really thrown off by how big my head is on this screen.
Oh, I was impressed.
And that's usually my department. I corner the market in huge skulls is kind of what it is for me. But it's good to see you. Big fan of what you're doing. As a long time old radio guy that's now kind of new in this space, you're crushing it, man. Good for you.
Very much appreciate it. Thank you very much. And yeah,
Awesome.
I mean, for a while, I felt like I had imposter syndrome where I kind of backdoored my way in, went digital media and kind of just crashed the party a little bit. But now I feel like that's dissipated a little bit just because the old media heads are trying to get into digital. So shout out to me, early adapter.
Attaboy.
Yeah. Yeah.
So what's happening out there with the Bruins? Because 2 years ago, the best team ever. And yeah, they, losing the first round, that's kind of the shits. But then it was still a good team. And then they bring in Lindholm, or address the center position, and Zadorov comes in. We're familiar with those two guys, I'm sure, as you know. But now it's maybe Lindholm and Pasternak. There's not a lot of chemistry there. And the coach is yelling at Marchand, and then Pasternak's getting sat for a period. Where are we at right now with the Bruins?
It's a lot of it's inexplicable to me, just because you had a fairly underwhelming roster last year overperform. And for my money, I feel like they improved. They addressed a lot of areas where they needed to get better, which is down the middle. I think Lindholm was a nice fit. Zadorov gave them size on the back end. I like their blue line. Obviously, take away Linus Ullmark, which is, half of their key component of success over the last 2 years, but you can only play one goalie at a time. And I don't think that their goaltending has been a major issue outside of the first week of the season. And, the one real mainstay for the Bruins over the past handful of years has been leadership, coaching, and just consistency with approach and attention to detail. And none of that has been there this season. They've looked completely disorganized, disoriented. The leadership really hasn't been there. You've already seen Marchand and Pasternak have run-ins with Jim Montgomery, and discipline has been an issue. So there's so many areas where they have been so solid for years, and it's just disappeared this season.
I'm looking. They're not good at anything. They don't score. Their special teams are dog shirt. And, defensively, this team with Ullmark and Swayman's always been great goals against. You love the blue line. They protect their own zone. That's not happening. They're literally bottom half of the league on everything except shots against. They're 15th. That's their great guiding light. We're 15th in shot attempts against. Yeah. How much of this is sustainable versus, at some point they'll figure it out.
I do think at some point they are going to figure it out. And I do think at some point they're going to look a lot better than they looked in the first month of the season. We saw a bit of it last weekend, albeit against pretty underwhelming opponents with Philly and Seattle. But they took a step forward, and I think you got another 2 steps back against Toronto this week. So I think they're going to figure it out. I think they're going to be a little bit better than what we saw in the first month, but I still don't know if they're going to be a good team. They could figure it out and just be okay.
Yeah.
But based off of what we saw in the first month, they've been bad. Like not only just underwhelming and surprising, but just straight up bad for most of the first month of the season.
We kind of talked about it as Swayman was, it's not a holdout. He was waiting to get a contract, but he definitely wanted all the money. And then what happened there in the media with he and Cam Neely. But watching Marchand get interviewed, it's like, well, wouldn't you love to have Swayman here? This is in the preseason. It's like, well, he's doing his thing. And I just wonder what that does in the locker room. Guys get it. They've all got contracts. They do what's best for them and their families and that whole thing. But when the goalie doesn't show up for preseason and he's late getting there, and then you get into the regular season and now you're however many games in and he's sub 900 in terms of save percentage and his goals against is over 3. It's, you want to hold out for, you want to go for all the dough, that's fine, but be ready to go. How much of this has Swayman not been good, or is he just kind of part of everything that's not clicking right now?
I wouldn't say he's been his best self, but I also think that excuse runs out after like the first 2 weeks of the season when you should be up to speed. Like you can maybe make it an excuse in the first couple of weeks where, you know, he wasn't there. You're just kind of trying to get caught up. If you're still using that as an excuse, a holdout in preseason in November when your team is struggling, I think that's a cop-out. I think that there's been so many issues outside of goaltending that it doesn't make sense to point the finger at the goaltender. Honestly, at this point, I would say that the goaltending returns have been better than expected for me. And that's not from Jeremy Swayman. It's from Jonas Korpisalo, who was one of the statistically the worst goaltenders in the league last season. And, you know, when you acquire him with term in return for Ullmark, that felt like a red flag. And he was really bad in his first appearance for the Bruins on opening night. I honestly think that he's reined it in. And he's had a pretty good couple starts his last time out. So like goaltending is not the problem. It's the play in front of these guys.
What are they doing breaking up McAvoy Lindholm? I feel like since they added Hampus and trade and immediately extended him, that pair has been just set it and don't worry. Like they're really good. And now they're trying to shoehorn Zadorov into a top pair. How is it working? Have they tried other things? Is this experiment going to work? We saw a lot of Nikita Zadorov here, and one thing that was true was the more you played him, it didn't make him better. In fact, when we saw him isolated on the third pair with Eric and Branson, they were phenomenal. The more he played, the more of the circus music we heard.
Yeah, I mean, you guys know it as well as anybody. The circus music does not detach itself from Nikita Zadorov. I like him as a player. I like him in the fit, but more as like a 4 or 5, not on a top pairing. And I think the lack of stability and the lack of clicking that the Bruins have found, or, you know, again, lack thereof in the first month of the season has been a problem. There's been a lot of shuffling, but once you settle in, I think they're going to be okay. I don't think Zadorov is going to be a top pairing guy. He shouldn't be a top pairing guy. They may have overpaid him, but you can't force him to be that for you.
What about Lindholm? Now, again, we're so far away from it, just kind of going off. And like you say, it's only been a couple of weeks, but getting Lindholm to find a little bit of chemistry with Pasternak has been a bit of a challenge. Is it glaring? Does it feel like it's close to clicking, or is it something where maybe that's not going to work? Because we watched it here. Huberdeau comes in. He's going to play with Lindholm, top center, top winger. They're going to have to make it work. And it just didn't work. And they had to eventually just kind of scrap it.
Yeah, I would say it's been disappointing, but it hasn't been fully discouraging. Like, I don't think that there's no hope there. Lindholm is generating. He's not executing to lead to results on the scoreboard. I think the most disappointing thing is the lack of clicking with Pasternak and finding a real groove there. And it's been ugly at points with just how disjointed they've been, and there's just lack of flow to their 5-on-5 offense. And a big part of that in my mind too is, not to keep pointing fingers at Zadorov, but like Zadorov has been part of a big part of a bigger problem with the Bruins, which is discipline. He's taken way too many penalties, and the Bruins consistently find difficulty in generating consistency with their 5-on-5 offense, because as soon as they get into a flow, they take a penalty and they have to try to kill a penalty. And that's been a huge problem for them. If they can keep it to 5-on-5 or the power play, I have more faith in Lindholm being able to find a rhythm and be able to develop some chemistry with whoever's on his wing.
I often find it funny when you see Zadorov be Zadorov. We call it's kind of like the roller coaster. It's like, get ready, because you never know when the dip's coming, or whoa, you get excited. And
he is one of the most entertaining players in the league.
Yeah, he is.
For better and for worse. And you when you bring him in, you know that you're getting both.
We often wonder about somebody like McAvoy. How you got to be aware of what the other team's doing. You also got to be looking over here to see what your D partner's doing. Like, you got to be on your toes. It keeps you sharp, I think.
Lindholm was always here. Zadorov, he's never.
Like, where'd you go? Oh, you're up there. I see. All right, fair enough.
Okay, so Peter, if they're gonna be just okay this year or take a while to get going, who in that division's a threat to take a spot? Because I think we all know the 4 teams, the 2 Florida teams, Boston, Toronto. I mean, it feels like tales all this time. Those are the 4 that are playoff teams. They're all sort of viewed as contenders, but then you've had these 4 below them that it's like, oh yeah, it's going to be soon. It's going to be coming. They're rebuilding. It's coming soon. Montreal, Detroit, Ottawa, Buffalo. If there is a scuffle for the Bruins, is there one in there that you think could jump in and take a playoff spot?
I don't love any of them. I definitely don't love the Wings. The Wings they haven't impressed me. I would lean Ottawa. I like Ottawa, but they'd have to figure out quite a bit over the course of this season. But if I'm pointing at one, I think it's probably Ottawa based off of what I've seen to this point.
You're a Boston guy, right?
Yeah.
I don't hear a lot of the Boston thing. So is that is everybody else just, are they full of shit, or how did you dodge this?
How do you like them apples? Come on.
The way that I'll put it is there are certain pockets of the state that it's stronger. And I love all my Boston people, but I do not fit into the category where that would be super, super strong.
So you're not a masshole. That's what I'm hearing. Is that correct?
Yeah. Well, I'm just remove the M, and that's me.
Yeah.
The accent gives the M, yes.
Yeah, and we're all in good company with that group. Dude, fan of the podcast. Thanks for coming on. I know it was short time and you did your show, but tell us about what Chaos, obviously we find wherever we find podcasts. What's it all about?
It's just we have fun. We cover the entire league. We try to have a lot of fun, entertainment-based show, whether it's we're trying to be entertaining, whether we're trying to illuminate some entertaining storylines or create some entertaining storylines and bring some personality out of the game and out of the players that we interview. And we had a great interview with Joey Decord, incredible guy this week. And we just got back from Detroit last weekend where we sat down with a couple guys. So those will be coming out next week. So very, very excited about those. And find us on YouTube because we do a great video component and a lot of our stuff is video based. So YouTube, we're nearing 10,000 subscribers. We would love for any recruitment that we can get from this.
Well, love the set. Love the studio. Love the set. Looks awesome. Love the Twitter. And I agree. I think David Pasternak looks like he has robbed at least 3 trains.
Yeah, I would love for him to be robbing less money from the Bruins at this point. Yeah. So I need that production to start picking up, please. Tonight against the Flames. I know your fans don't want to hear it, but
yeah, they're okay.
I need some.
Let's go.
Yeah, I can't head into the weekend with horrible vibes, which is basically the only thing the Bruins have given me to this point in the season.
Thanks, dude. Good to talk to you. Thanks for coming on. We'll catch up again.
Awesome. Appreciate you guys.
There you go. Yep. Pete Blackburn, Boston. The What Chaos show, he and DJ Bean. Good show. Similar, just want to have some fun. Worked on Fox and worked on all CBS, or maybe let's just shoot the shit and have some fun. I like it.
Very talented guy, very funny guy. Does not have a large head. Jack was just playing games with him, zooming him in.
Is that what it was?
Oh, what's this guy doing? Thought you were gone. You gonna jump in the lake?
I had my cold plunge earlier.
Yeah.
All right.
Any final thoughts?
Got a Betway for you, or excuse me, a Bet365 for you.
Good job, Ryan.
Thanks, bud.
Go lay down for
Yeah, go have a little.
Bet365, the world's largest sports betting platform. Open an account with Bet365 today. Bet on a huge range of markets. Download that app. Use the right there.
Tip
Nation. It's a promo code when you
Nice
sign
one.
up. Whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365. We got football, we got hockey. Pinder, where are we going? What are we doing?
Thursday nighter, again, classic. Anytime we get Ravens, Bengals. And we are playing what the defenses are not good at. That is Joe Burrow throwing the ball against the Baltimore defense. That is Jamar Chase receiving the football against the Baltimore defensive backs. And you could even, Red, if you were keen, go after those Lamar Jackson rushing yards if you like. But we're going to ladder things up, not just go over under. 100 yards for Chase, 300 for Burrow. Those are big numbers in a juicy, juicy Thursday night matchup with the over-under at 52.5.
52.5.
It's a lot of implied points, right?
I know. It's another one of those things where you think it feels yeah, it's going to be point fest. Is there a chance you take the under here and these defenses, because they are aware of the other team's strong offense, that they find a way to dig in a bit?
But it's no fun to cheer for.
I know.
Yeah,
you
unders suck,
unders.
don't they? I mean, are they going to stop Henry? Is Baltimore going to be good at stopping the pass at some point? It's literally one team's strength playing right into the other's weakness. Hence the big number, though.
Big number.
Primetime unders have done well the last 2 years, but this screams banger. Jack, what do you got here?
I think the Ravens will control the pace of this game. I think they've been in some games where they've put up a ton of points, but they've also been in some kind of dog shitty games. So if their offense is clicking, I think we'll get that high scoring game. I don't know. I think it could be a little underwhelming for some reason.
Because we're hyping it up. Damn it. We're excited about this now.
But usually with what we're force fed on Thursdays, you're going to get excited for this one. It does feel like it should be an exciting watch.
This feels like the 10-leg parlay all overs hitting.
Is that what it feels like?
Download the app. If you haven't already, get signed up. Use the promo code NATION and get in on the fun. The app is awesome. Once the game starts, the fun isn't over. You just get right in there.
Let's go.
Whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365.
We did have like Denver, New Orleans 3 weeks ago, right? Like we can be excited about this.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, what was the one last week? You were, it was Houston and the Jets, and you were very steadfast that just one team is better than the other here.
Rush.
6-2 against 2-6, but yeah, the Jets did win that. The one before that was good. We had Minnesota against the Rams. That sort of saved the Rams season, and they are now a half game out of the lead in the NFC West. So we've had some good ones. But yeah, I'm done with Jets in primetime. They flexed next weekend's Jets Sunday nighter out of the primetime spot. Thank you.
Yeah.
I think it's Chargers Cincinnati now.
What are we doing now? What are the other
picks tomorrow, Dean? Football picks tomorrow.
Yeah, man. Just looking. What are the other marquee matchups we got here?
Detroit's got a good one.
Detroit, Houston, Sunday night.
And today there was no Nico Collins practicing, I believe.
Yeah.
So that's a concern. I mean, Houston obviously not at full
They've been without
strength.
him for
Big's done
3
for
weeks
the
now.
year. But if they were healthy, that'd be a banger. Philly, Dallas will be interesting because this would feel like rock bottom for the Cowboys. Eagles are favored by a
They're
touchdown.
done.
They're
Right? Like Dak is out.
Yeah.
CD's hurt.
Might not play.
Yeah, they're cooked.
Steelers, Manders, that's a good one for our boy Jack. They're coming off bye against Jaden Daniels.
I forget where the Jackometer is at. I look forward to seeing that tomorrow. Yeah.
Strong 9.
Man.
Strong 9. Wow, jeez.
Will McCaffrey return against Tampa Bay? Boy, Baker, you know what? Good on Baker, hey?
They've been fighting
just-
hard, haven't they?
He's playing his ass off.
Almost beat the Chiefs.
Almost beat the Chiefs. 8-0
Well,
Chiefs
almost
home
beat
to
the Chiefs.
Denver.
The Monday Nighters, Miami, LA. That'll be fun. Rams have got back to 500, and we're waiting for Tua's Dolphins to look like Tua's Dolphins.
I was talking to our Arizona Cardinals fan about how he feels. I gotta beat the Jets. Better fucking beat the Jets. 5-4, fine. Yeah, New Orleans is no good, but they did fire their coach. First game after you fire your coach. Does it work in the NFL?
Not for them, I don't think. Atlanta's good.
and the Buffalo Bills in Indianapolis.
That spread seems wrong.
What is the spread?
4.
At Indy,
I'm curious what Indy's doing at quarterback.
they've committed to Flacco the rest of the year. Odd, but they've done it.
Well, yeah, a lot of teams say things.
Well, they'll start him.
But he did not look good last week.
Sure didn't.
No.
Looked really bad last week. Is the bloom off that rose? Do you look at it and say, well, maybe the other guy's reckless and stuff, and he's,
Other news, it looks like Trevor Lawrence will not play for Jacksonville. We've seen the line for the Vikings go from -4.5 to -7. It's now a full touchdown that the Vikings are favored over the Jaguars. Jaguars have been really bad, and that's kind of their story of the franchise. But we thought Trevor Lawrence was going to be the savant, savior.
Not great.
Just a guy.
Not great. There you go.
It's only one game. It's Washington, Pittsburgh. That's the game to watch. Let's go.
Think so?
Let's go.
7-2 versus 6-2. Let's ride, Jack.
Let's ride.
Let's
Pittsburgh coming off a bye.
Let's ride.
This would be the toughest team they played all year, Jack.
Who did the Commanders pick up at the deadline? Corner.
They added the guy from, was it Lattimore?
Yeah,
Was it Lattimore?
Orleans?
Yeah. Of course.
He's no Mike Williams.
Nuh-uh. And Russ has got that deep ball.
Yeah, he does.
Oh,
Woohoo!
Sussy for Rusty.
A little bit sussy for Russie.
Yeah, Lattimore's like, yeah, he's got that deep ball.
Yeah.
I'll be right there when he fires that fucker up.
Yoink.
Boston Flames tonight, thoughts?
I like the start time, Dean.
Yep. Wolf in net.
Wolf versus Corpusalo. I know he's got the better goalie.
There'd be a great montage if it was in Calgary, but sadly, it's not. So.
It's not. No.
Yeah, double montage. Jeez, that'd be a lot.
Do you think guys went over to Lindy's for some snacks last night?
No, he hates them all.
Okay.
Would you
That's
boys
what I was kind of wondering.
Pickled herring. We're good, Lindy.
Hey, Lindy, we're in town on Thursday night. Wondering about Wednesday. Ooh, I'm just real busy. Got a lot going on.
Taking a parenting course. I can't do
Getting
it.
yeah, we got the baby, and colicky, and
Sleep training. I'm busy.
getting the kitchen redone and getting some crown molding put in. It's just not a good time, guys.
Like, give me a spot. I
Get in
can
the eve
tell you
drops.
about a great spot.
Yeah. Well, maybe we'll get a place. We'll get a restaurant. We'll book a big room. You want to come on down?
Yeah, maybe call me when you're there.
My Tesla's it's not charging right, and I can never count on it. So, how are you getting
in the driveway? Can't even take it out of there.
a bad cell? Let you go. Fuck yourself. I don't think Lindy's coming out.
I said he's busy.
Weird. Fuck.
If I was there, I'd order you a pizza, Jack.
You'd what?
I'd have ordered you a pizza if I was coming down. That was my plan today. I got to.
You always say that kind of stuff, but it never really happens.
I know.
Yeah, Leo's read a bottle of whiskey for like 3 years now. Leo's Frank, yeah.
So what about today? Why would today be pizza day? Just because, or
Because
Just
we had
out on
pizza
pizza.
the other day. It was really good. I was going to order it from Richmond.
Pizza.
gotcha?
When are we back there?
December 3.
Whatever you want, Jack.
Whatever you want. It's in the heart of Glamorgan.
I'll guarantee if you said to Pinder, hey, want to meet me at the pub tonight? He'd suck it up. He'd
He
battle.
would.
It's a battler, guys.
Rhett's top 5 pizzas.
I did that the other day, didn't I?
Nope. Top 5 hits that led to CTE. Okay.
Top 5 pizzas or pizza places?
Pizzas.
Flavors. Number 5.
I like that one they called the Vegetarian Nightmare.
Oh,
All meat.
All meat.
that's number 5.
I had it was kind of a Doneri pizza the other day. It was
Ooh.
different, really different.
Yeah.
Loved it. I do like a Hawaiian, but a spicy kind of Hawaiian.
Sure.
Right? Like not just plain
Some
old
chili flake in there, maybe.
Yeah. My mom, God bless her.
Mama.
Mom used to make homemade pizza every Halloween, and only on Halloween. I'm going to put Mom's at number 2.
Flavors?
What's that?
What's going on that sucker?
That's what you put on the pizza.
She would like ground beef and stuff.
Yeah.
All kinds. Whatever you wanted on there.
Whatever you want.
Caramelized onions.
I like that.
Yeah. And then numero uno, just a friendly little nod to my good friend Rene Bork. Pepperoni jalapeno.
Pep
jalapeno.
The lap.
Very similar as I do a salute to my buddy Beef. Pepperoni onion.
Yeah.
Love the pep onion.
Punion.
The punion for sure. Yeah.
What's that Greek joint down on? Anyway, that's what I like.
It's been a while since I've had it, but I need to have it again. The spicy pierogi that they've got at the BP, pretty good. Sour cream, cactus cut, the thing in there. Some green onion on top. Damn, pretty good.
You are in the cultural capital this weekend. Maybe that's the move.
Yeah, I hope
Those
so.
are my top 5 thicker pizzas.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Because if you did thin crust, fewer toppings.
Yeah, less.
Yeah.
Less is more.
Which is okay. Yeah, less. Ryan,
It's
excellent point. A lot of times, less
done.
is more. I like
Especially
just
when it comes to him.
like a nice little thin crust, like the margarita pepperoni, some green on top there. Damn, I'm starving.
What about the dessert pizzas? Where are we at?
I've never really.
Treats of pizza? No.
I've never really. Yeah, I don't know. I'm sure it's probably
Coco
okay.
Brooks does it's the banana bread pizza.
The banana
It's not
bread.
really pizza.
Some people swear by it. Some people say it's the best thing ever. I don't
It's
know.
really good, but it's
Yeah.
not pizza.
Yeah.
Doesn't belong in your top 5. That's all I know.
Have you guys ever tried the Tim's pizza?
My kids
Tim
have.
Hortons?
Flatbread.
Kid
I
had
don't know what it is.
yesterday.
It just
Yeah, the other day.
Yeah.
no good.
It's Tim's. I mean,
Watch it.
they're not setting the bar here.
Steady.
But hey,
Roll up the rims coming. We could love to have
checks the box. It's certain time and a place, right?
You're not a Tim. I mean, you're not the
No,
guy.
honestly, that's what they want. The kids want it after hockey practice in the morning. Yep. Okay, cool.
I remember when McDonald's had pizza.
That's
And
right.
I thought it was pretty damn good.
It was actually good. Yes.
When a little bit of a blast from the past, working in Brandon, covering the Wheat King games, that was the pregame media meal.
Wow.
McDonald's would wheel in with a bunch of the McPizzas.
So they have
Delicious.
McDonald's in Brandon, eh?
Okay. Sometimes I just want to fucking bite you in the nose.
I know. That's what I was trying to get there.
God. Well, I already hit it. Why hit it again?
Yeah, do it again.
That'll do it.
Oilers suck.